What is a Core Alpha collection? All CCG boxes published from 2021 to 2025. This consists of 10 Moons, 5 Rainbow and 6 Let's Go or Photo Fun boxes. What are the factors stacked against anyone that may want to try and complete the CCG or collect at least a sizable chunk of it? First, you're talking about a 5-year-old CCG made mainly in China until 2025. Time is an added factor, compounding all the card's rarities. Second, its early production was impacted due to COVID. Third, sealed boxes and unopened packs, in my mind, fall into 5 levels of scarcity: global, abundant, hard, endangered, and almost depleted. Global, anything from Moon 6, Rainbow 4 and Let's Go 4 is extremely easy to obtain because the products weren't just released in China but also in the Southeast Asia territories and in America. Abundant, although there are no English releases of Moon 5, Rainbow 3 and Let's Go 3, there are mountains of stock here in China. My guess will be by the end of this year, these box sets will become the next vintage offerings on most stores. Hard. The current vintage options are Moon 4 and Rainbow 2. They are being heavily shipped to C retail stores, and by the end of 2026, these box sets will likely probably enter the critically endangered box set lists. Anything below Let's Go 3 could be difficult to locate, but currently not impossible. Endangered. While Moon 3 is endangered, Moon 2 is entering critically endangered territory. Almost depleted. Particularly outside of China, Rainbow 1 and Moon 1 are almost impossible to locate. The price tag of Moon 1 goes for 10,000 RMB for a sealed box or 500 RMB for a pack. The last time I saw a Moon 1 box was in 2024, and it was just a pure fluke that I encountered one at all. So if you can't find a box set or unsealed packs, what are your options? Really, it is the second-hand market, and that has its own pitfalls. There are probably as many fakes as there are genuine ones, so you need a trader who knows what they're doing. On top of this, there are many resealed packs flooding the market. The resealed packs are a product of streamers from the south of China. Where do you think all these wrappers, boxes, and loose cards come from? Obviously the streamers. How do we quantify what is counted and what isn't counted in a full core collection? Well, first off, there never has been an official list from Kayou that actually lays everything down. So we must do this as collectors, and we're not going to agree upon everything, but the most reasonable interpretation will ultimately win the day. There are 4 points of contention when it comes to agreeing upon the CCG. The first one would be CN, C, and US versions. The second would be reprints. The third would be promotional products. 4 would be pointless cards and Laji car, known as junk cards. CN, C, and US version. Let's get down to the point, and I'm going to be brutally honest here, and a lot of people may not like what I'm going to say, but it is just the truth. And that is, although many purists say they may want only US cards or C cards or CN cards, if you live outside of China, you will have to settle with a mixed serial collection. Put down your crack pipes, since to begin with there were no English cards prior to Moon 6. So you're going to have to compromise your collection if you want a full core. Although serial numbers change, the artwork is essentially the same. Some uncharitable people may claim that Moon 8 SGRs are not the same as the English cards, but any sane person would disagree. The only real difference are UR16s in the later Moon boxes. The English are missing these, but have instead exclusive English versions instead. How is this issue going to be resolved by the community? Well, we'll find out in time. I already own all the Chinese UR16 cards. As a bonus, I plan to get all 4 exclusive English cards. One more thing I will add is that some people say, oh, the English cards have English on it. Yeah, when it comes to the Laji car, mostly. But once you sleeve your card and put it into a folder, you're not going to see the backs of the cards. All you're seeing is the front of the card. And the card is pretty much exactly the same, apart from the serial number and missing the Chinese. Whoop-de-doo. Again, another source of contention that some people use to gatekeep what is and what isn't. The things that they fuss over are such minutiae when 90% of the card itself is the same artwork. There are only really two real differences when it comes to reprints. One, the first print logos, which are found on only Rainbow 1 and Moon cards, and the stamps are in the top left corner. The second would be low quality reprint. For an example, look at the Bright Mac SR card. It was first printed in Moon 6, then it was reprinted in Let's Go 3, and the quality of the reprint was horrendous. A better reprint was reissued later on in Rainbow 4. For me, it's all about simplicity, and it really comes down to my generation being Generation X. We really cut through the minutiae and get straight to the bare bones. At the end of the day, if it looks like a duck, sounds like a duck, it is a duck. So when it comes to these cards, I don't really care if it's the first print or a reprint. It is essentially the same card. And if you want to go down that silly path of, oh, I want to collect the first print cards throughout the whole collection, then you have to ignore all Let's Go cards apart from exclusive SSR cards, and ignore all Rainbow cards beyond Rainbow 1, because all initial print cards are found in Moon boxes exclusively. You forget that this product was designed for kids, and the reprints found in Let's Go and Rainbows was to give children the opportunity to be able to get cards they missed from the more expensive box sets. Promotional cards. All promotional cards don't really count, and this includes event PR cards, gift set, and folder. It really comes down to fairness, since it's difficult for some people to get these cards, even in China. In a nutshell, they are exclusive cards that are not a part of actually the core collection, because they don't belong to any box set. However, there is one card which creates a lot of controversy, this being the SGR-007 from Moon 1, because originally it was designed to actually be in that box set, but for some reason Kayou decided to yank it out and only give it out as a promotional card. It is unlike any other promotional card in the sense that it actually has no PR marking. It still has the SGR marking, and it was meant to be a part of that box set. So it is of a lot of debate whether it actually is a PR card or isn't a PR card. Pointless cards, or Laji card as the kids call it in China, and it's divided by 20 N silver cards and 20 gold diamond cards. All the silver cards and all the gold cards are exactly the same design. The only difference is the postage mark is a different color and the serial number is different. But apart from that, it's essentially the same thing. So when it comes to actually having a complete set of these cards, you do not need 40 cards. All you need is 20. Now that could be a combination of all silver, all gold, or some kind of mixture, but you do not need 40 cards. So over the next few weeks, I'm going to try and make a full list of what you actually need, not as a guide like most people have done, including myself, but actually a visual intake of what you need for a full core collection. The reason why I'm doing this is because I'm within 20 cards of completing the collection, and most of the cards I'm missing are really only from Moon 9 and Moon 10. Please give us a sub, as our channel really needs it.
I'm sure you've heard the words, "This is the way." But have you ever stopped to feel their weight? The Mandalorian is more than a story, it's a code. A creed about loyalty, found family, and the journey of redemption. So as we wrap up, remember, whether you're forging your own path or standing by those who matter most is the way. Hit subscribe, and let's explore the galaxy together.